Excuse my voice and my appearance and stuff. I kind of just got up. But I'm being led to say something else to y'all. So please, no matter what it is that you believe, please stay to the end so you can understand what I'm saying fully. Okay. First off, none of these conversations, these little videos that I do, are out of any sort of judgment of anybody. I just want to make that clear. They're just little conversations that we have. I usually do them outside, but it's cold, so so I'm doing it in my room today. But don't ever think that. These are just little conversations that we have with a different perspective in case you've never heard it. I always say that it's your choice, and I mean it every time I say it. Okay, so just to hop right in, I've ended up in a lot of conversations with people that don't believe in God, atheists. And a few of them have said to me that they just want to feel free. They don't do the whole, God thing, the whole Jesus thing. They don't do it because they don't want to think about that. They don't want to think about whether or not they're sinning or whether something that they really love doing or that they do on a daily basis is wrong or not. They don't want to think about that. They want to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they don't want to have to answer to anybody else because it's their life. That's what a few of them have said, and they've been very honest with me saying that. Very honest. And I can't lie. A part of me gets it. I think a part of every human being on earth understands that feeling. To where we want to do what we want to do. Whether we should be doing it or not. I have to fight on a daily basis just to try and stay on the right track. Every day, I'm tempted to do things that I should not be doing. Every single day. And it's not difficult for me to do those things. It's easy for me to do those things. It's human nature. Our flesh drives us in that direction naturally. It's hard doing the right thing. So I'm sure all of us get it. But something else that I noticed recently, just in watching people and observing them, is that we are so willing to make sacrifices for people that are only going to be in our lives for a season. But we are not willing to make changes for God, for our Creator. We're just not willing to do it. We see that as like optional. But with boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff, she don't like my hair long, or so let me cut it, or she don't like my hair short, so let me grow it out, or let me lose or gain weight because he don't like this or that, or he don't like the perfume that I'm wearing, so let me go buy another one, or she don't like the cologne I wear, so I'm not gonna use that anymore. She don't like when I leave the toilet seat up, so let me make sure that I put it down. All these changes that we make in our lives for people that are there 1 minute and gone the next. We don't see them, communicate with them, deal with them after a little while. And we done made all these changes. But we're not willing to do that for God, who never leaves. Never leaves us. Never forsakes us. No matter what we do. If we come back to Him, we're really genuinely sorry and we want to make a change. We want to do something different. It don't matter who you are. Don't matter where you come from. Don't matter what you did. You could have been a Satanist. It don't matter. God is the most forgiving being that I've ever come in contact with. And I know He's the most forgiving, loving, wonderful being that I ever will come in contact with. It don't get any more than Him. And then His Son, Jesus, who comes directly from Him, from His heart, from His spirit. I'll give y'all an example of and this just happened to me with people that I love. I still live with my whole family. I don't know if you could hear racket out there. If you do in the video at some point, excuse it, because I live with 5 other people and a dog. So, you know, needless to say, there are a lot of different changes that we've had to make to just adjust to having so many people in the house. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Having all of us together is one of the main reasons why I have so much peace right now. And I get so many advantages from that peace, emotionally, spiritually. But there are some times to where I'm not willing to give anything. You know? My sister lives right above me. Her room is right above mine. We have totally different schedules. I stay up usually all night until the sun comes up. She goes to bed at a good time every night, almost without fail. And I don't just like to stay up until the sun comes out. I like to turn my life around at 6 o'clock in the morning. I like to practice my voice. I like to practice singing. I mean, the most, the most strenuous songs. I like to do the most complicated dance numbers I possibly know. I just like to change things around at 6 o'clock in the morning, okay? And all that bumping and stuff that I'm doing from these routines, you know, from these K-pop routines that I'm dancing, she can feel it. She can feel it because it's right below her. You know, at a time to when she's asleep. She's usually asleep, and I know that. And, you know, and my dad came to me, he was just like, sweetheart, your sister can't sleep because you're doing this at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning until the sun comes up. Obviously that makes perfect sense. But, you know, like I said earlier, there are times to where we know what we should be doing, but we don't want to do it. We want to do this over here. So, you know, and part of you feel like, well, you know, but it's like I said earlier, once again, it's my life. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else, but this is the main point of the video right here. When you love somebody and something that you're doing is hurting them, do you want to keep doing that thing when you really love somebody? No, you don't. I don't see making those changes as a sacrifice or an inconvenience, really. I don't see it like that. I see it as an act of love. That's how I see it. I love God. He's my best friend. I always say that. I mean it. I shout it from the mountaintops. I love him. And I don't want to do anything that hurts him. He's done so much for me. I get so many advantages from him being in my life all the time. Protecting me from this, protecting me from that. Giving me this, giving me that. Things I don't need, but things that he just know would make me happy. Even though I'm sinful most of the time. He's just awesome. And even with all that, there are still times to where I'm not willing to do things that I know I should do for him. Just not willing to do it because I don't feel like it. It's wrong of me to think that way. It's wrong of me to think that way. And I'm trying to be done thinking that way, really. I'm working every day to get there. And one more thing, too. Something I realized, just speaking about myself right now. Something I realized before I started trying to live my life close to God, when I was kind of just doing what I wanted to do. Just because I felt more free living my life like that, because really what it was is I didn't have any conviction for the things that I was doing because I didn't really know God like I do now. just because I felt more free doesn't mean that I was. I was really exactly where the world wanted me to be. I'm speaking about me. Nobody else. The world didn't want me to find this freedom. Didn't want me to find it. Following God, I feel I am the most free that I've ever felt. I do not care about any of the things that society tells us to care about, but we're not actually supposed to care about it. I don't care about any of those things anymore. And I have no fear anymore. The world, the industry, it did not want me to find this freedom. I never would have found this peace and this undescribable joy, no matter what is going on around me. I never would have found this without God. You can't get to something without going to the source of it. You know, can't take a shortcut, try and find a different route or a different source. You know, so he's the source of peace. Truly, I had none before I got to know God. I feel like I wasted a lot of time. It's just a different perspective. You take it and do with it what you will. Yeah. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.